pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approved minutes from January 12th, 2026 regular city council meeting.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Consent agenda. A, approve payments and disbursements. B, approve surplus property designation. C, accept donation from fire department gambling account. D, accept donation from Dunn Blacktop. E, 2026 general engineering contract with SEH Inc. F, approve liquor store clerk hires.
On the two donation ones, I noticed there's a typo in
Okay.
it's this haulers and then down below, both of them.
Oh. Well, now you've seen behind the curtain a little bit. I will get those fixed before, oh yeah, sorry about that. I'll get those fixed before we sign them. Those two, just a word on those, the fire department gambling account, that one is going to come in conjunction with the DNR grant that they received for wildland gear, which I don't think they put much into wildland since we bought the brush truck. And then the other one from Dunn Blacktop, I know that like cooling rod means nothing to most people, but it's a hose nozzle that is meant for going underneath EVs and dousing battery fires. And then the blankets are something that we don't have yet, which are one-time use, just a really big, heavy piece of insulation that's supposed to smother EV fires. And so right now, all we have is the EV plug that immobilizes them, but now that'll help in case we have a electric vehicle fire in town, something like that.
I'll move to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Casey, or for public comment first. You're not here for public comment. All right, Case?
All right. Pretty minimal tonight. Street guys, have just been keeping up plowing, plenty of that to do lately with the cold weather and the wind blowing. Since last meeting when you guys approved the Warrior Ave extension design, SEH has been out there doing some survey work, getting utilities located, stuff to help prepare plans. Really nothing in water. Sewer, we had our new influent lift station freeze up with all that northwest wind blowing in hard and super cold temps. So the guys got that covered up with some insulated blankets and putting heat to it just to kind of get things thawed out and working. It was kind of a little bit of a rush on Monday morning for Craig when he found out 4 out of 5 of the pumps had piping froze up. So already kind of looking at some improvements there, what we could do to protect ourselves from the extreme cold. Shouldn't be nothing too terrible here, just kind of get things covered up for the future. Other than that, really not a whole lot, just kind of surviving this cold weather and knock on wood, no water main breaks or anything terrible here yet. So for that is cool.
Thanks, Case. Jake?
Mine will be pretty short as well. On Friday, we're going to meet with Greg Davis, Representative Davis, to talk about the upcoming future library plans and hopefully get some legislative help on that one. There was a Southeastern Minnesota League meeting scheduled for Thursday, but that one's postponed. And then really one of the bigger things that I'm working on, that Casey and I are working on, is mediation for the wastewater treatment plant coming up. We expect that to come pretty quickly, and we hope to be resolved pretty quickly. You will hear about that more on February 9th. And that is also when we will have the results from our power class cost of service study, where we'll talk about the impact for what it's been, or getting a recount of what it truly costs us to distribute power, and then talk about some potential rate changes that will be coming up. Other than that, just kind of getting started with the year. We had some field work from the auditors here last Friday, and that seemed to go pretty well. Steph keeps very, very good records, so the audits are never usually a surprise. Like I say, most of the other stuff is on here. We've been doing a lot of zoning work. Really, I think really spreading the wings in the planning commission. They're really starting to understand their role and starting to get involved, and hopefully we have quite a bit more of that coming up. That's it for me.
Okay, new business, A, setback variance requests at 615 West Washington.
Want me to run through these all?
Go, Casey, yes.
Okay. So in your standard report sheet, same one prepared for planning commission. We met last Tuesday evening for this. We've got the old city ambulance lot, the corner out on Highway 44 in West Washington. The application was for 70 by 120 fitness center. Setbacks were what we were really looking at here to the east and the south. Standard setback in that zone is 30 feet. Bordering residential is a 150-foot setback. And so that's what it has, east and south is residential. So the variance request was for 120 feet to be the standard 30-foot setback. To the west and the north, no issue there, plenty of room. The site plan provided plans for at least 20 parking stalls, clear emergency access route, stormwater capture area. With this one, if you guys are familiar with the site, it's kind of a big old hump of earth up there. The plan would be to excavate pretty much most of that lot except for the south and east, leave a berm. Berm with some trees planted on it for screening to that residential area. So with that, the planning commission was okay with everything they've seen here. They recommended to go ahead and recommend that to the council for approval. Got no calls, no emails, no letters, nothing in opposition to this one.
Okay.
Everything looks to be in order on this application.
That, does it say storm inlet? Is that it, like a drain field then? On the corner?
Like a stormwater capture pond and then
Okay,
discharge going across.
so it'll be that big then? I don't know, I can't see the dimensions, but
Yeah, there really was no calculated dimension on the drawing there. I guess that's a detail we should probably work out, but certainly sufficient room for it there.
okay. So the berm will drain into that then?
Yeah, yep, site drainage should mostly all up to that corner. Hoping to not have to put in, underground infrastructure. I think they can get water to mostly go that way.
And the driveway is on Washington Street?
Correct, yep. One access point there, try to help avoid some congestion on the Sunset frontage road there, being the Sunset Washington Avenue, or I'm sorry, Sunset Washington Street intersection gets to be a little tough from time to time.
I'll make a motion to approve the variance at 615 West Washington Street.
I second.
Any more discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries.
So that motion, just so you're aware of that, because the ambulance lot, Josh's proposal, everything was contingent on zoning approval. Because of that, now we'll move forward with that, and that'll take maybe 4 weeks.
Nothing moves fast around here. Jesus.
Well, I could get you a contract in probably 15 minutes.
We wanted to get this done in
We
November.
gotta have job security.
It's
That's right,
January.
yeah, me and the lawyer.
B is conditional use permit at PID 211166005.
So has the planning commission reviewed this?
Yes.
This says to determine if this meets the criteria.
Sure. This is the same we use the same staff report from the planning commission to the city council, just so there's no, because we've kind of had some questions in the past about reports from one body to the next, but also just for clarity, that way you see the same information they saw.
Okay, so this one here is, the parcel refers to a piece of property just west of town on County Road 12. Grants had purchased that originally for the gym, but due to lack of utilities out in that area, they decided to try their hand at the last application we just seen here. So with that one, the proposal was to have storage on the facility or the site. It's B2 highway. Storage is a conditional use out there. It's not a permitted use. So basically they applied for a conditional use permit to have storage. That proposal looks like about 58 foot by 20 foot shipping containers, and then also space for some open parking, trucks, trailers, boats, I guess, pretty much whatever kind of storage facilities look like to get things out of town and stored elsewhere. This one, basically planning commission runs through the criteria for granting permits on your second page of that staff report. Runs through 1 through 8, the questions, and then the answers are written and read by the planning commission. And then they set one condition, so typical with conditional use permit is to set some sort of condition when it's not a typical use of that zone. So in yellow condition 1, they put the site can have up to 58 foot by 20 foot or equivalent storage units and be able to maintain emergency access. We had a few other conditions that we discussed, but they're listed as 1 through 3. The planning commission did not adopt those conditions. Aside for that, other site utilities, electricity is either going to come from MI Energy because it is in our service territory, but we don't have power out there and it'd be very costly, or solar. Grants haven't figured that part out yet. Aside from that, really the only other requirement was from the county to move the driveway from the property line on the west all the way down to the city's owned parcel next to the lift station, just for more visibility.
I would think you would get that driveway a little further away from the corner up there too, or when they come up over the hill,
Yeah, that'd
be a
be
little safer.
a lot better sight lines.
Yeah.
So you guys can take this one as written, or if there's any other conditions you see fit to add to it, you're more than welcome to do that as well.
Hear anything from neighbors?
Nothing on this one. No letters, no calls, no emails,
Okay.
nothing on this one. I guess we have one member present that's nearby. She had no concern. Other than that, we're good.
Okay.
So what typically would be stored in these containers?
Yeah, so it'd just be, it'd be very similar to like mini storage. So if you think of, it'd just be leased out to somebody and they could store kind of whatever they wanted in there.
Could you get a vehicle in there?
Yeah, you can fit a vehicle in there. I don't know if you'd want to, but you can.
You have to stay in the vehicle.
Are they aren't 8 foot inside then?
No, yeah, so it's 8 foot wide,
Right,
20 feet deep and 8.5 feet tall. Is the standard one that we'd be using. You can also do 9.5 feet tall as well. But,
okay.
yeah, think of it just like mini storage, except for, mini storage, like if you're gonna build it, just be cost effective. You're probably gonna have to build 20, 30 of them at one time. This path, you can, layer in 5 now, 5 later, 5 more. You don't have to put it all up at one time.
Sure.
And it also, I think, preserves the site for future better use development as well, right? So if ourselves have a better business model in the future, the city brings over utilities, et cetera, these are movable, where you build a self-storage site,
That makes
it's
sense.
kind of, that's what the site's gonna be forever. Not saying we would change what it is, but it always gives you that flexibility to pursue other things if utilities one day come across the road there.
Is there gonna be any signage or anything for it?
Yeah, there'll probably be signage in terms of, for rent or, stuff like that. And then the plan is some type of light system, whether solar or, as Casey mentioned, My Energy. My Energy's box is on the property, so it won't be too far to go, but we also put that solar option as well to get light there as well.
forgot to add that part, I think. Did you say the signage may be on one side of the container there on site?
Yeah, so, seeing what other people have done a lot of times, so like think of, the side towards the highway, putting a container there, and then on the back side of the container, having like, either painted on or something you could hang over it, that would be, self-storage, contact here. Like, some way to get in contact with.
And the parking area would not be covered.
No, so it'd just be exterior parking,
What about security on site?
Yeah, so the plan is, no fence, similar to other, storage in town, but we would plan to do some form of camera system. So, either using solar power, there's a few different options yet there, or the electricity from my energy. But yeah, the general idea was we own the land, it costs us money, we're not going forward with the gym on that property, so let's find a use for it that makes sense. It kind of ties into, obviously, we rent a bunch of houses in town, so people often need storage as they're transitioning. Also building houses, we have this exact example, if somebody moves out before their house is done, they need to put their stuff somewhere because they're downsizing. So providing that kind of service to folks that we work with, plus anyone else in the community.
So would the containers be subdivided for different sizes?
Yeah, so right now the plan is your standard 8 by 20 foot containers and not subdividing them. But there are options, Mr. Fitzpatrick knows this, you can get 40-foot containers that you can subdivide and have doors on the side. That is something would consider, if the right option to purchase one came up, to put a 40-footer there and subdivide with that.
How soon could you have this set up then?
Yes, we talked to, so we gotta do some work on the land. Obviously, you gotta put in a driveway. The power and that stuff wouldn't take too long, but the biggest piece is the land, reworking that, flattening it out, getting it smooth. So we talked to a contractor in town that works on that. He went out there and got it kind of figured out for us, and he thought, within a couple weeks of when, probably, May timeline, let's say, a couple weeks into that, he should be able to get out there and flatten it out for us, and then we gravel the lot after that, and then from there we'd be ready to go.
Well, if there aren't any more questions, I guess I'd like to make a motion to grant a conditional use permit for parcel number 2111660005.
I second.
Any more discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thank you. You betcha.
I'm gonna hang out. I don't get many council meetings. Reminisce from the old days. I got the easy job now.
What you're doing is not easy. Overtime report looks good. Anybody got any questions on that?
Did we talk about, well, never mind, sorry.
We didn't get to old business yet. Look good? All right. Old business, we're gonna table A till next meeting. B is Deering Estates Phase 2 purchase agreement.
Okay, so this is a bit of a long time coming, but just got everything figured out with this purchase agreement, got it back from the attorney. There was just some more housekeeping things, and then the city council approved the only change to this back in November, which was some language about making sure that water is available to the 2 homes or 3 homes over there on 76 when water's made available, which is that's very
it's not standard to have it in a contract since it's in our ordinance already, but it's something that was for peace of mind and just making sure that we held up our end of the bargain. So I didn't see any problem with that. And then, like I said, this is reviewed, it's ready for approval. We've already transferred the money. So really all that's left to do is just follow this purchase agreement out and buy the land and then get to work.
Need a motion?
Yes, sir.
So moved.
Second.
So we got all the money from the grants then that we were due.
Yeah, we have the agreement all sorted out, so I think that's just gonna be paid on a normal, it'll probably be, most likely it'll be paid on December 26, 2026. It's just the state's normal sweep thing, but we'll sign that grant agreement to get everything in place.
So we need to transfer the total amount then?
That you already did. When you did that, when you approved the,
Okay.
and when you approved the new language, you also approved the transfer, so everything is set.
Feel good?
Oh, I'm good.
All right. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. It's a big deal. Next regular city council meeting is scheduled for Monday, February 9th at 6 PM. And I will adjourn the meeting.
yeah.
That's how it should be right
When I
there,
was a
boys.
kid,